Hello, so I'm going to attempt to make homemade butter. Excuse me, my pants. Okay, thought they weren't tied. So, yeah, I've been watching a lot of videos on making butter. You may ask, why do I want to make my own butter? Why not? It's just something to know how to do. So, I'm starting off with heavy whipping cream. With 40%, you want at least 40% butter fat in it. I have my bowl, with cold water and ice ready to go because butter will go rancid if you don't rinse it out really good. My parchment paper and my container to store my butter. So I'm a little nervous, but let's go ahead and get started. You never know until you try, right? All right. So it looks like it's kind of thickening up just a little bit. I think I should have poured half the container, but it does look like it is thickening up a little bit. So we'll continue. I put it between the speed of 4 and 6, so I have it at a 5. So we'll see what happens. So it does look like it's thickening up just a bit. So first it turns into cream, and then the butter, and then it gets more solid, and then the butter should separate from the buttermilk. So we will see what happens. I turned the KitchenAid up to a 6 because there's a lot of liquid. It's still really cold. In fact, it feels like it's getting colder as it's mixing. But I thought that it should mix it faster than this. I could be wrong, but we'll see. Okay, so as you can see, it is thickening up. It's taking a while. I definitely put too much in there. I should have put half, but I've been busy all day. It's going on 7:30 here in California. So at this point, I'm just going to keep going. So now it's turning into cream. Eventually, hopefully, it'll start getting more solid and turn into butter. So at this point, I'm just going to keep going. But you can see that it is thickening up. It's just going to take a minute. Oh, there it goes. Look at it. We're making cream. Look. So I'm going to keep the camera right here like this. Finally. Yeah, I think I should have put half and not the whole thing. I'm going to slow it down just a bit. Start putting some of that cream down in there. You guys can see it. So now we have whipped cream, and soon it'll start separating and making butter. Wish I could get my camera better. I'm going to just turn it off for a minute, lift it up. Ooh, I didn't want to do that. Another thing is that I think I needed a bigger whipping attachment, mixing attachment. So right now we have whipped cream, not butter. Oh, it worked. I was getting kind of scared there for a minute, but let me lock and put it on 4. Yeah, I should have did it half. Let's lock this out. I have it on 4. Maybe we'll turn it up. Let me turn the camera around. I'm trying to get a good view for you guys. Maybe I'll turn it up just a smidge. See if I can get it any closer. If I do it like this, oh, it's way too close. Sorry. I'm just going to shut this off for just a minute and push some of that cream down in there. Just push it. Yeah, I put way too much, but you know what? It worked. And let's keep going. You notice the edges are starting to grab, starting to get thicker. Then when we start seeing liquid separate, then we know that we're getting the butter and separating from the buttermilk. Oh, you guys see that liquid? That is the butter, the solid, separating from the buttermilk. Look at that. We now have butter. Okay, so that took a minute. Why? Because that was my fault. I used too much. But now we're going to take this off. Can I lock it? Yeah, so that way it won't move. Then I can actually take this and move it down like that. But I'm going to get this thing. Oh, I know what I need to do. This way. Okay. I could turn that thing so that it comes off. I'm never good at taking these things off. Ah. You can't be scared of your tools. I could get the thing off. I can't. I'm having a hard time getting the attachment off. That's okay. I could get this off though. Yeah, I put way too much cream in here. This is going in the sink. Okay. And I'm going to see if I can get my mom to help me get this attachment off. I'll be right back with you. While my mother comes in here, I'm going to start scooping out the butter. So I have ice in one bowl and cold water in another because we have to rinse the butter, have to rinse out the liquid from the butter. If not, the butter becomes rancid really quickly, and that's what you don't want. You want to be able to save your butter for a while. And yeah, I use way too much liquid, but that's okay, because guess what? Now I have butter and I have buttermilk. So I'll be right back with you guys. Okay, so I got the attachment off. It was an IDT error, a me error, an idiot error. I'm human. So right now, I'm trying to get all of the butter out. So I'm separating the rest of this butter from this buttermilk. So I have some cheesecloth in a bowl and a strainer. So a strainer. Get all that buttermilk. And you could put this buttermilk in a container and make you some buttermilk pancakes, some just buttermilk biscuits. And again, this is my first time ever making butter. I've never made it before, okay? So you got to bear with me. My mom says, it tastes like butter, so I gave her a piece. She goes, it's kind of liquidy. And then at the end, she was like, oh, I tasted it at the end. I go, that's because I have to rinse it. So now I'm just going to take this and just, you know what? Let me get one of my jars. I always have jars because I am a preserver. And that filled to the top. Let me get something. I'm putting that in the refrigerator. I feel like I'm never prepared. So this is buttermilk, and I'm putting it in the refrigerator right now. Okay. So now with the butter, you have to rinse it a couple of times until the water is clear. And you rinse it in cold water. This is why I put the butter in. I put ice at the bottom of the big bowl and clean water in this bowl. So I'm gonna clean this out and rinse it out until I have clean water. Let me bring you guys over here with me for the ride. I need to clean out this sink. Let me throw everything in this bowl for right now because I made fresh, hot, soapy water with bleach because I knew I was dealing with dairy. So I'm doing everything one-handed. Okay, so I'm going to take this bowl out. Don't spill. And I still have ice at the bottom of this bowl. And I'm just going to throw that out. And I'm putting cold water. Rinsing it out. And I'm putting the butter back in here. And I'm going to rinse it out some more, squeeze it, get all of that liquid out of it till it's clean. I have it in cheesecloth. Some people just put it straight in water, but I'm going to take the cheesecloth off right now because the cheesecloth has done its job. And just rinse it. That's a big thing of butter. That's like a pound of butter, you guys. Okay? That's some cheesecloth. Yes, it is. And you want to keep your... I kept my heavy whipping cream cold. Okay? And I'm rinsing it. Just put it in here. More cold water. And rinsing it some more. You don't want ice. You just want cold, clean butter. You want to get it as clean as possible. Okay? Cold water. I'm not making a mess, but I'm getting it done. More cold water until I can dip it and it's clean. Whew. You guys have never really seen me at my sink before. So you keep squeezing until all of the stuff is out of the butter and you have clean water. We're almost there. It's almost clean. And again, we're doing this because you don't want it to be, you want to be able to preserve the butter. You don't want it to get rancid. One more time. And I don't think I have a big enough container to store it in, so let me see something here for a minute. Set it here for a minute. Oop. Boy, did I make a mess. And I'm about to do some of this Dawn. Let's clean it real quick. And then I'm going to rinse the butter one more time. I just want to make sure we get a clean rinse on that butter because I want to be able to store it. This is my first time making it, so next time I'll have the process down a little bit better. I'm going to rinse all that out. I'm going to wipe it because I don't want anything left. And then I'm going to rinse it again. I've seen some people make butter, and a lot of people forget this step, and they go, it goes bad really quick, but that's because you didn't rinse out all of the liquid out of it. So we're going to do it one more time. And I'm making a mess. That's okay. Oh yeah, this water is pretty clean now. Okay? It's really, really clean. Excuse me for just a moment. I'm going to sit this on parchment paper for a moment. As you can see, I constantly wash my hands. Okay. I made a big mess, but I always clean up my messes. Okay, give me a moment, and I'm going to get 2 containers to put the butter in. My mother made me laugh. She's heating up some food right now, so I don't have the camera on her. She said, you've been Chef Boyardee Precious all day. I said, yeah. So, I have, let's see, the butter, you need to form it. Boy, did I make a mess. So there's the butter, a big hunk of butter. And I am separating it and forming it into a container. Tried my best to get all of the liquid out of it. You know what? I'm still seeing some liquid. So, squeeze it out of there because you don't want that. So I'm happy I started pushing it down in here. So let me put it into my other bowl. Bam. Squeeze it out. Hopefully it will not become rancid. That's kind of why you want to go through it and rinse it out really good. That's why I kept rinsing it out over and over and over again. So some liquid came out of there, just a little bit. And my mom's turning on the alarm, sorry. Smash that down in there. See, I still see a little liquid. So I am separating it. You want to get rid of that. I hope that this does not become rancid. So that way we have a pound of butter. Homemade butter. I think I'm going to rinse it out some more, just a moment. Okay, so I made a hot mess in the kitchen. But I have butter. And I want to make sure there's nothing slipping out. So I had to press it down in here. I made butter. Okay. And I'm going to put that in the freezer. Butter. I have to make myself laugh. That's what I get for trying stuff for the first time on camera. But, you know, you never know unless you try it. And what are the two mistakes I made here? I made butter. But the two mistakes I made were that I used a complete 64 ounce. I should have put half of it in there and then maybe save the other half for another day, because it was too much. But I worked it out and I did it. It took longer to turn from heavy whipping cream to what do you call that, whipped cream, and then to turn into butter and separate from the buttermilk. And when it went from the cream to the butter, it went quick. It went real quick. The buttermilk and the butter solid separated from each other. Then the whole rinsing of the butter. My sink was clean, but I didn't realize how much time it was going to take to clean out that amount of butter. And I'm praying that I cleaned it out good enough, because as you can see, I had to stop and I had to piece it, and then I put it under the water and I rinsed it out more till in my hand the water was clean, and then packed it in here. So that is it. It is 8 o'clock in the evening this Sunday, August 11th, in California. I am done. My spider bite, I don't want to show you it. It looks gross, but it's kind of tight and hurting right now. And I'm just happy that I made butter. I'm going to put this in the freezer outside. My mother just turned on the alarm. I don't know. She has a habit of doing that, but I'm going to put it outside in the garage freezer so that it can harden, and that way we'll always have butter. I watched another video today on how to make ghee. So there's clarified butter and then there's ghee. So one day, once I get the butter down pat, then maybe I'll start learning how to make clarified butter and then making ghee. So that is it. I'm done. I'm cleaning up, taking a shower, putting on my PJs, as I got to go to the gym in the morning, because I'm looking at this video and only worked out one day last week, and I got to get in there 3 to 4 days this coming week. So that is it. As I always say, please find peace within yourself, and please be peaceable with everyone around you. Have a restful Sunday evening, and just try things. I tried making butter. I made butter. Was it a catastrophe in the making? Yes, it was. But try new things. I love you all. Have a fantastic evening. Bye.